Welcome back to the Explainer series. So, in part 1, we saw exactly how, of all things, your very own car can suddenly turn into a massive cost trap when you're moving to the Canary Islands. Today, we're jumping right into the 3 golden rules that can absolutely prevent that financial disaster from happening.
I want you to picture this for a second. You finally arrive on the islands. You step off the plane, you are incredibly excited for the sun, the sea, and you are totally ready to just soak in your dream life. I mean, you've made it, right?
And then, boom, instead of that sunny dream, reality hits you hard. A hefty tax bill suddenly lands right in your mailbox. It's an incredibly painful shock, and honestly, it can instantly ruin the start of your new life. But don't panic, because there is a clear, official way out of this trap.
Luckily, there is a clear path to safety. Here is our agenda for today. Rule 1 is a real move. Rule 2 is ownership and use. And Rule 3 is strict deadlines. Okay, so the ultimate goal, and the absolute magic word you need to remember here is relocation goods, or as the authorities call it, omskootgoed. This is the official status your vehicle literally must obtain. When and only when customs recognizes your vehicle as a relocation good, you get to bypass all those import taxes. But, here is where it gets super tricky. This exemption is definitely not a gift, and it is certainly not automatic. Customs scrutinizes this status relentlessly. They are going to check if every single condition is perfectly met. Just one tiny mistake, one wrong date, or a missed deadline, and the whole project fails. The exemption is just gone. So, let's jump straight into the absolute foundation of this whole process. Rule 1, a real move.
This is the point where everything stands or falls. Customs wants to see a real, genuine life change. Actually, it's not enough to just buy a vacation home and call it a day. No way. They demand hardcore evidence of this change. Specifically, you need your official deregistration certificate from your home country and the registration certificate from your new local municipality in the Canaries, which is known locally as the empadronamiento. Without these 2 specific documents, absolutely nothing works.
The consequence here is absolute finality. Without a real relocation, there is no exemption. If you can't provide crystal clear proof of this first step, the discussion with customs is completely over. Your car simply falls right out of the regulation.
All right, moving right along to Rule 2, ownership and use.
So this rule targets the vehicle itself. You have to remember that tax exemption is specifically designed for your existing belongings, right? It's not meant to be a loophole for you to go buy brand new cars tax-free. Our golden rule of thumb here is the number 6. You must have officially owned, registered, and actively used the car in your own name for at least 6 months prior to your official move.
To customs, arriving with a freshly bought or barely used vehicle is just a giant red flag. A newly bought car practically screams that this isn't a true relocation good, and it pretty much guarantees your application is going to be rejected. That leaves you holding a massive financial risk.
And that brings us to our final hurdle. Rule 3, strict deadlines.
Pay really close attention here, because this is exactly where the vast majority of people make their absolute most expensive mistakes. Your right to import your car tax-free doesn't just last forever. From the exact moment you officially register your residence in the Canary Islands, a ticking clock begins. You have a very strict, completely unforgiving window, typically around 6 months, to process the car's import.
That's kind of a dangerous psychology at play here. It is so common to think, oh, you know what, I'll just settle in first, get the house sorted, and I'll bring the car over later. Let me tell you, that is a massive trap. Waiting too long is simply not an option, and it directly leads to financial catastrophe.
Because if you miss this brutal countdown, the consequence is totally irreversible. Your right to the exemption completely expires. Just like that, it's gone. Your car is then treated as a completely normal commercial import. You're going to have to pay full taxation, and at that point, there's literally nothing more you can do to fix it.
To wrap this all up, I want you to run your own plans through this definitive golden checklist. Just use this to quickly check if you're on the right track. 1. Is it a genuine, proven move? 2. Have you owned and used the car for 6 months prior? 3. Are you processing it within the 6-month deadline? Remember, only a solid yes to all 3 of these questions guarantees you have a really good chance of bringing your car over safely and tax-free. A single no, or honestly even just a maybe on any of these points, completely kills the exemption.
But, even after looking at all these rules, a really crucial question remains, and it leads us right into the most common trap that almost everyone falls into. If the rules are this logically clear,
Why do so many people still end up paying the full tax when they actually shouldn't have to? It's really not because the rules are too strict. No, it's because of very specific, costly errors in planning and timing. So think about your own timeline for a second. Are you fully prepared, or are you about to trigger a giant red flag? In the next part of this explainer series, I am going to show you exactly what those timing errors are and how you can easily avoid losing thousands of euros. Stay tuned for that.